Hi, you guys. How are you?
Good.
Yes,
Doing well.
really good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So lovely to see you all again.
I
Yes.
know.
So good to see you.
Glad we can
It was
finally
what?
do this again.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
3 years
spoke?
ago.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so great to have this film back. It's the film of the year.
Oh, thanks.
And I want to ask you, after having a weird couple of years with the pandemic, what do you think you all have learnt from your industry where it had to go a bit quiet for a while?
Right.
That's a great question. I think we probably all learned different things. For me, the one thing that I learned is that taking a break is as important as taking a good job. You know, ever since I got cast as Spider-Man, I've kind of been non-stop working, which is a huge, luxury. But once I stopped and was forced to stop by the government. We're all locked inside. I realised how tired I was and how much I really needed that break. So that's probably something that I've learned.
Yeah, I've learned that, I guess on the business side of things, I feel like there's things obviously that are more important than our job, and that, things like the pandemic sort of put things in perspective. I feel like we're all very much lucky and fortunate to be working in a time during the pandemic, and so I guess it's just really understanding that we're very fortunate to be able to do this, but also we do for the fans because we know without them we wouldn't be here. So
I think to piggyback off of that, I would say, I was just, my main word that year was just like gratitude. You know what I mean? I love what I do so much, and when you feel like it's kind of like you don't know what you got till it's gone kind of thing, but not having that kind of forces you to figure out other parts of yourself and that you like when you work so much. You're like, I don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
What am I without this thing that I'm so used to being?
right.
So that was kind of interesting, trying to figure out other parts of myself and what other things make me happy. But then it also reinforced how much I love my job and how grateful I am for my job. So then when I got to go back to Spider-Man, I was like, I'm going to set every day. I don't care if I'm not working. I want to learn as much as I can from John. I'm going to be there and I'm going to experience it all, and I'm very glad that I did that.
Yeah, me too.
In your careers, would you say that, most of us practice gratitude and being positive. Would you say you have certain goals that years ago you wanted to achieve and now you finally got them, and what were they?
Oh,
I think,
Good one.
this is nice having
Yeah.
new questions.
yeah, it is
Because
really
we've had, like,
refreshing, honestly.
The same
Yeah.
questions all day, so this is nice.
That's really good.
I think, with our jobs, for me anyway, like, your goals are forever changing because the industry is always changing and every job you have is different. I think as far as goals for me, I wanted to create a trilogy with Spider-Man that will be remembered forever and something that, will inspire young kids to be superheroes in their everyday life. And I hope that these films have done that. And then going forward, I would like to spend the next 5 years of my life focusing on the future of my life rather than the future of my career, and maybe putting certain things ahead of a job or work and stuff like that is the next chapter, I think.
How about for you guys?
I think mainly for me, I feel at the beginning of my career, I found that I've wanted to just really get my foot through the door and really have the time and space to actually be an actor and grow as an actor. But like Thomas said, I feel like things change over time, and so do your goals. And now that I've achieved certain things, I feel like there's other things that I set my mind to that absolutely are more than just wanting to be an actor or being in the industry and things of that nature. So ever-changing life, ever-changing goals, and I think that's important because you don't want to stay stagnant.
Yeah.
And that's
I
where
know
I'm
you
at.
said Tom has said, but I thought for a second he said Thomas said. I was like, you've never called him Thomas before, ever. Thomas, as Thomas said. I don't know. I guess it's interesting because I think as you grow older, like your perspective on things change, and I've never really had a plan per se, but maybe things that I thought I wanted as I grow and as I come into my young adulthood and become more understanding of the things that I want out of life, I think those things shift and change. It's like some things that I think like, oh, I really, really wanted this thing, or I really, really, it just aren't even like important to me anymore. Like I can't even believe that that's what I was thinking about or was focused on. I think my number one focus is always just to do work that I'm proud of and to just be happy, live as happy a life as I can, you know?
It's interesting how like things that you used to worry about a few years ago, you look back on and you're like, why did I give that a second's thought? And it's the same thing with things that you want. You look back and you're like, I got it, and I realised I put so much time into getting it, and it didn't mean nearly as much to me as like...
But I'm saying, even if you didn't get it, it's like, why did I even want that in the first place? Why was I so, you know?
Totally,
like,
So Tom, I've seen that you're going to play Fred Astaire.
Yes, I am,
which is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
To Zendaya and Jacob, if you were playing someone's bio, who would you pick?
Ooh, I don't know who I'd be. I feel like I don't really look like anyone.
We'll take that out of it. Who would you like to play? If you had to embody someone, who would it be?
That is really hard. I feel like in a way, I feel like I don't really look up to anyone in that sense.
Oh,
like,
really?
I think that like people inspire me, but I feel like there isn't anyone's particular story that I feel like I could like do better than their actual life. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's very honourable of you.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'll be like, I want to be Muhammad Ali.
yeah, no, it's tough for me for sure. I really love actors who can obviously bring to life people's stories, for sure. And I just think for me, like, there isn't anyone in particular that I would be honored for anyone to ask me to do it, for sure. Anyone could. I could be anyone, for sure.
Yeah.
I actually have been worked on Ronnie Spector for a long time. Ronnie Spector is an artist. She's a music artist and has a really incredible life story. And she is older now, but she actually picked me. It was one of those things where she saw me and
so
in a
cool.
magazine or something, and she was like, I want her to play me. And so I felt very honored because she's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame legend.
Yeah.
So I felt very, very lucky, and I was like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. She's got a beautiful story, so I hope to, eventually, when the time is right, bring that to life.
It would be amazing.
Yeah. So Tom, do you think your background with dance is gonna just help you, kill this role?
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've done any sort of tap dancing. I know that if I'm waiting for a train or a bus, I will start doing a little time step. One of the best skills I've learned throughout my career is dancing. It's been so instrumental to the success of these Spider-Man movies. So to sort of go back to my roots as such and learn again how to tap dance will be very, very exciting. And one of the best things about our jobs is when you're given a role that requires you to learn a new skill, it's excellent because, sometimes it's hard to do things off your own bat, but when you're doing it for a job, whether it's learn the guitar or learn ballet or tap dance or gymnastics, you're almost forced to focus on it a little bit more.
Yeah. So all of you guys travel so much with your jobs. What do you miss the most about home?
My dog.
Yeah, your little dog.
I miss noon. Every day I get into bed, I'm like, I miss my son.
I miss the golf course, if I'm honest. I love
Your
my
mom's
family. I love them all so much, but
Great.
I miss playing golf with my mates. I have a really,
Yeah.
really good group of mates, and we all love hanging out with each other, and playing golf for me is one of the only times I can really just be a normal bloke on the golf course, which is great.
Yeah, I think I just really miss having my own things. I feel like, traveling and working, I feel like I live in so many different places that I don't actually own, and it makes me feel like I'm not really there. In a way.
I get that, yeah.
So I think really I miss like my own apartment, my own bed, and like my own friends, and just like being in a very familiar place. For sure.
I think that's valid. I miss that too, actually.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Honestly, Myra,
Thank
our
you,
pleasure.
man.
It's so
Thank
good to
you.
see you.
And
It was such a wonderful interview. I'm so
Seriously,
glad that we
Thank
had
you.
that.
Yeah,
so
That's how we
refreshing.
got like finish our day.
perfect
It's
way to
so
finish
awesome.
the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Can't
so
wait to
much.
see the film.
Appreciate it.
We'll make sure you get to see it.